Hello internet, welcome to Sugoi Kakkoii, the podcast so nice we named it twice.
No, keep going, that was good.
Keep going.
I'm your host Ariana, with two other hosts, Caden and Greg.
Hey.
Hello.
There they are. Our docket for today is Violet Evergarden, Citrus, then Death March, then Pop Team Epic, Ito Junji, then Ramens. I think I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Dang.
10 minutes on the clock for each episode. This is episode 8, so you guys already know what's happening.
Holy shit, that was
God,
the
we're going
fastest
fast.
intro
That was the
ever.
best
Yep.
intro we've ever
I
had.
told
Like
you
the
it's gonna be
Micro Machines
snappy.
guy.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, 10 minutes, I guess. 10
You
minutes.
got me.
Okay, we gotta talk fast, I guess.
Right.
So,
Okay, by the way,
Violet, starting now.
It was good.
Okay, so...
I'm sure people were like, oh, this is the best episode ever. Look, such good backstory and character building.
Wow, it's finally an episode that's not about making a letter.
Yeah, this is an episode about Vietnam flashbacks and PTSD, you know. Just the usual stuff.
I don't know.
Gosh.
I felt like it was a little corny with the whole... We get like, oh, she's a human weapon, but it's like, that plot point has been done a million times. You have the, oh, she's emotionless. She's a cold-blooded killer. Why are you treating her like a normal person?
She's a very good cold-blooded killer, though. Like, oh my god, did you see
Born
those
to
fight
kill.
scenes? 10
That's
seconds
sick.
of fight scenes already better than anything that Death March has produced in their entire
Okay,
I think this is a record
5
for ripping
seconds.
on Death March in a video.
Yeah, if you just take a screenshot of anything from Violet Evergarden, I don't care if it's gonna be like her feet in the grass. It's obviously gonna be better than the entirety of Death March.
Feet in the
So there's
grass.
no way you could compare those two. If you're comparing it to maybe like, I don't know, maybe Ramens or Ito Junji, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously they have the budget for making this like amazing
obviously.
looking.
And actual talent.
Oh, gosh.
But Caden, big question: do you think the Major is dead?
Yes. We saw his gravestone
Okay.
at his house.
Okay.
Where's he at?
Caden, let me tell you. Caden, let me tell you.
Oh my
Let me
god.
tell you.
Alright,
Where is he
Greg's
then?
gonna
So
spill the beans
Ariana and I, we had a conversation
Oh,
before the
God.
show started,
Great.
and I decided I'm on her side now. I think the Major's alive. Here's why. So they made a point. They made a point of emphasizing that the Major gets shot in the eye. Well, I looked back at the PV again, and
Yeah, guess who has an
second-
eye patch?
freeze frame it on second 21. Who has an eye patch and looks mysteriously like the Major? Someone in that also consider the Major. The entire time he is talking to Violet, he's always looking at her regretfully, and he's like, man, I can't believe that this child soldier is never going to learn how it means to be human. What if he decided he was gonna fake his death? even though he
okay,
managed
and you
to kill
lost
himself,
me.
To
And
stay
you
away
lost
from
me.
Violet. To stay away from
Obviously, no, he
God.
did not. That makes no
stayed-
sense
no,
at
to
all.
stay away from Violet.
The war was
No,
over.
it
That
makes
makes
perfect
no
sense. No,
He stayed
it makes
away from
perfect
Violet.
sense.
Then
If you
why-
think
then
about
why
it,
did he
because like
leave
he
her- why
wanted
did he
way
leave her
that
with,
she could become
with
human
the
is if-
colonel? Why did he leave her
because
with
he
the colonel?
they
that
already
she
talked
could
about
become-
it previously before the big fight. He already said like, oh,
So why is
maybe
he any
after
worse
the war,
than the colonel? But you like that's the same like, oh, he'll remind her of war. So will the colonel. That doesn't make sense.
No, the colonel's obviously moving forward. He's moving away from like the
Well,
war
why
and stuff
couldn't
like
the
that.
Major move forward and work at the place that the colonel offered him a
No,
job
No,
at?
you don't understand.
Because
He doesn't
Violet-
have anything
Violet is-
after.
Yes,
Well, at
because
least-
Violet is essentially the lapdog to the Major. No matter what the Major does, she'll just follow, but she will never be human. She'll just be subservient. The Major doesn't want that, so he wants to stay away from her.
He gives
she
her a
become
job
own
under
person.
another officer that was in the army to teach her a lesson of how she
Yes,
shouldn't
That's
be
besides the
subservient.
point. It's not because
That's
it's not
beside
the it's not the
point.
relations in like, you know, it's not military related kind of relation. It's more of like an actual like imprinted relation.
They could've done
like,
that.
You know
They
how like a
could've
bunch of
done
baby
that
ducks.
like that.
You know, like a bunch of baby ducks would like just follow anyone that they would see. I mean, like in their first being out individual. You know what I'm talking about, right? The bunch of baby ducks kind of thing. That's basically what it's like.
But like, but obviously like that. How is that like a negative impact on her then? Because if she's gonna learn
Because she
this,
won't be normal. She
still isn't normal.
She's obviously struggling. She's struggling to be normal right now. And it's been like a time span of a couple of months ever since she's joined like society.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty messed up if he came out like, yeah, I faked my own death to teach you a lesson, Violet. Are you a normal person now?
Yeah, it's a lesson you better remember.
Gosh. No, I'll be honest though, there is like a little plot hole that I didn't understand. So I am the person that gave Gilbert Violet is his brother, right?
Yes.
Am I right to assume that? Okay.
No, it's
what I don't understand is his brother's talking down to him, and like he's like, oh my god, take this gift that I gave you. His brother's a captain, which is actually a lower rank than a major, and I don't understand.
That's probably why he hates him, because he's a higher
military-wise, it's actually a higher rank.
Actually,
on
this Wikipedia page, it says.
Well, actually, in the world of Violet Evergarden, the major is lower than the captain. If you read the source material, you'd know this.
If I read the source material.
Yeah.
But speaking of the source material, that did you guys know that I'm kind of throwing us back to like episode 7, but remember when the Oscar, like the playwright, thing was happening, that short segment, like in episode 7.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's the first thing that happens in the light novel. So, turns out that the anime completely, like, switched the order of certain things so that it would work for them.
Just to show how pointless the short stories were.
Wait a second. So, like, it starts off with her visiting the play, or is it just the play?
Yeah, it starts off with her helping the, I guess it's in, you know how some books they start in the
middle of the story,
in media res,
and then they start back
this
to,
is
like,
a grabber.
It's in media res. It's in media res. I'm telling you what it's called right now.
Yeah,
gosh,
it's the term.
Starts in action.
I like the way that they did it in the anime. It's more interesting. It starts off with actually them like bleeding to death in the middle of.
Her arm falls off, and you're like, "Oh, I'm hooked." And then they're like, "It's gonna be a typing anime for a little bit. Bear with us.
Bear with us right now.
It'll get good.
Technical difficulties. Sorry.
Asking the real questions though, how did Violet have a growth spurt of like 2 feet in a span of like 2 years?
Yeah, I was wondering that too. It looked like she was like 2 when he like adopted her, and then I guess we're supposed to assume like
maybe the heels. I don't know. Maybe she's got to upgrade in heels. I don't know. Maybe a wardrobe change. But like she was what, 14?
Maybe it's the heels. That's right.
Well, she's around 14 apparently.
She's around 14.
She's maybe is she like 16 now or something?
No. She's around 14 present day.
So she was like 12-ish.
She was like 11 or 12.
Whoa!
When she was fighting people.
I kind of hope they're going the more like father-daughter route, TBH.
I think that's I think that's how it's gonna be out.
Really hope
you cannot see it in any other way, shape, or form.
Well, you could, but I'd rather you didn't.
I think
you cannot.
It's like, what are you talking about?
You guys were saying that the short stories are useless. The Charlotte segment was meant to prime us for the idea that age does not matter in love.
Oh, gross.
Preparing us for it's just a big old foreshadowing. All of this is just preparing us for the big moment. It's preparing us for the big moment.
Age is just a number, guys.
All of those pure components. Yeah, but
incarceration time's just a number.
So wait, I have a question. So like, what were we talking about the plot hole? Because I don't see that as being a plot hole.
Well, I just thought that
grew like 20 feet.
Oh, I
hated the cliche where it's like one last job and then we're done with the war. Nothing can go wrong.
Oh yeah, that was
wow! Didn't see that one coming. One last ride, Violet, and we're out of here. Thunk. Oh man, I didn't see that coming. Hey, let's walk into this open room where there's plenty of cover. I'm sure there won't be anyone waiting for an ambush. I'm positive. Thunk, thunk, thunk. Honestly, he should have been
the
dead
lowly
by now.
police.
Yeah. It's like, is that your girl?
Both her arms were gone. I thought she would be like, bleeding to death, because...
Yeah, I don't know how she's losing those arms exactly.
Yeah, I think they were like badly damaged, I guess, and then they had to
I'm expecting the place to, there was like rubble, right? There was rubble in the flashback, so I'm guessing like something's gonna like explode.
Wait, big question: how did he fake his death? Well, I mean, like, he just got shot.
He did it! He died!
Not fake his death. Not fake his death, just like... Oh my god, Caden, get out of here.
Leave.
Ariana and I...
You know what?
Big bet. Major's alive.
At most,
Money
they'll
on the
throw you
table.
a bone. No,
Money
at most,
on
they'll
the
throw you a
table,
bone
ladies.
and they'll leave it ambiguous. At most, they'll leave it ambiguous at the end.
No. KyoAni will never make it ambiguous at the end.
Ambiguous is Lelouch's death at the end of Code Geass. This is 100% Major's alive.
That wasn't ambiguous.
God.
He was straight up dead. You guys have a problem with straight up dead stuff.
Okay. Yeah, Caden's kind of actually right on that one.
Wait, about Lelouch? Because
I know season 3, but there's no R3 never gonna happen. By the way, they never like had it set up like, oh well, maybe he's alive. They're like, no, he's definitely dead. That's what happens.
Gosh. Okay, well, we're over time.
Good.
So
already?
Good
start.
Yeah, we're at 10. So let's move on then to our next. Citrus.
Citrus. Well, Greg, I know how you despise this character so much, so you must have loved this episode.
Oh, you mean when Matsuri literally said, "Can we have sex?"
That was pretty hot.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
when she literally said, and I quote to Yuzu, "Hey, we can have sex." Like, normal.
No, but to be fair, she brought up a good point. She's like, yeah, if you just love her normally, then that's like a normal thing. The fact that you want a relationship with her is completely sex-based, which is a true statement. Like, that's not wrong. That is
kind of true.
That's not wrong. She was right. Okay.
Like, yeah, but that's the problem. Because
yeah, incest is a bit of a problem.
That's the problem because, no. It's just that, but, like, Yuzu's forcing herself to think that it's like a normal thing. She's like, oh, but it's just, like, sisterly love, so it's not, like, a big deal. But I'm just, it's a big deal if you're thinking about, touching.
What infuriates me the most is that Yuzu is oblivious to the fact that Matsuri's trying to steal her away from Mei. Like, she doesn't even catch on that Matsuri, like, wants to go to bed with her. She's just like, oh, what? You're trying to kiss me? Oh, that must just be a thing.
If you think about it, I don't think Matsuri had, like, feelings for her. I mean, like, she didn't have feelings for her in the first place. I mean, she was like, she's just trying to be, I don't know, joking. Like Yuzu be like, oh, you topping me over. Classic Matsuri. Like, it's not, like, a thing that she was planning for that to happen. I don't think
it's the same conflict though. It's the same thing as a vice president one. It's like, I didn't know
except the vice president was obvious.
Speaking of the vice president,
let's not speak about the vice president.
I thought we were done with the vice president. Nope, she's back. And
but she's irrelevant. She's as irrelevant as Lulu in Death March. That's how irrelevant she is. Her arc is over, so it doesn't matter anymore. So she can just show up, but like, minimum screen time.
No, like, at the very least, though, like, I thought the vice president was the worst character in the show. At the very least,
don't say Matsuri.
Even though she's like, even though she was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make sure that Yuzu doesn't do anything weird to you, Mei. She's okay with Mei having a good time, and she's like, yeah, you can be yourself. And I'm like, wow, at least that was wholesome, as opposed to Matsuri that is literally trying to rape her friend and trying to call Mei, of all people, slutty, because, she definitely has the right to call her.
To be fair, Mei's answer to conflict was making out with her. I stole the kiss back. What? What?
Yeah.
She's like, I was planning on her to punch me. What? What do you mean you stole her kiss back?
I did not expect that at all.
It's like,
can we talk about it?
You're at a bar. You're at a bar, and it's like, oh, you know what? Take this outside, bud. It's like, okay, what? You want to go? You want to go? Did you? Kiss
bro,
me?
homie.
Yeah, bro, that's for stealing my wife's kiss. Bob.
Wait, can we just talk about how... Okay, so you know how I said previously that Matsuri was like basically the smartest character in this entire anime? Well, I thought that plan with the boys, I thought that was kind of stupid. I am so sorry, but that is possibly the most stupidest thing. Wait, before you say anything, I just thought it was stupid that she wanted them to take a picture of like her hitting her. Like that's what was gonna be planned. She's like, okay, I want you guys to take a picture or take a video of us. We're gonna get all heated. We're gonna have a whole debate and conversation. She's gonna punch me in the face, and you're gonna take a picture of that. No, the kiss.
Well, no, I don't. Okay. Well, okay, the real question is, how did she plan? So she saw the kids looking up her skirt, and then she's like, you know what? I think I have a plan. And then she's like, and then she's like, okay, get the phone, because there's no possible way she would have been like, okay, I see these 2 8-year-olds, so I'm gonna get up on this platform and show my panties to them.
I don't think that's what. That part wasn't planned, but I think she made a plan after. She didn't.
Wow! In those 2 seconds.
She wanted to get back at.
Okay.
May, anyways.
No, it's your Greg. It's your Greg.
I was just saying that Citrus is so good at essentially throwing.
And you lost me.
Citrus is good at throwing me bones where I have no idea what's happening. Like, they introduced like the 2 like elementary school boys that were just like looking at Matsuri. I'm like, why the heck are they even there?
Elementary school.
And then the anime reads my mind, and they give me the reason for why they're there, and it's like, oh yeah, they were just looking up a 14-year-old's panties, and I was like, wow, that was not the answer I was hoping for, but thanks a lot, Citrus. Like, Citrus, I don't understand why. Like,
that should be the tagline.
They had such a good opportunity when Matsuri completely roasted May. When Matsuri roasts May and says that she only falls in love with people because those people give her a sense of comfort, and she basically tries to exploit all the comfort that they give. And I was like, wow, that's a good plot point. It would be interesting to see what would happen if we investigate whether or not May actually likes Yuzu, or if she's just using her for... But that's never mentioned again.
We're not getting back into that, because you know why? Because all the characters are stupid. All the characters are stupid except for Matsuri. And it's true. All the characters are stupid and oblivious. And they all just fix the problem by making out and touching each other.
I have a conflict with you. Okay, make out with me. All right,
bro.
That's Citrus.
Give your homie a little.
Gosh.
And the slow.
Like, I'll be honest. Like, after calling this on par with Death March for being that bad last episode, this episode I've had a change of heart, because I have a theory on why Matsuri's here. I feel like it's because, and we mentioned this in episode 6, no one actually cared about the romance between May and Yuzu. And like Hayden, you and I, we all agreed that no one cared.
That's true.
No one gave a crap at all. So the directors decided, well, hey, why don't we make the most insufferable character possible?
Wow.
That it would literally force the viewer to empathize with Mei and Yuzu and hope that they're able to get rid of Matsuri together and actually be in a relationship, because they hate Matsuri more than they are indifferent towards.
I guess my logic is there's two wrongs don't make a right. Like, you can't just keep making stuff worse and worse and be like, well, by comparison, these have to look better.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, like, it's just like the way that we're watching these episodes is like, oh, you know what? At least this episode wasn't as bad as the previous one, except this is getting, like...
Well, no, this episode wasn't as bad as the previous one.
See, exactly.
That shouldn't be a point of, like, that shouldn't be a good thing, though. That should be like, well, at least it wasn't as bad as this other episode in the same season of the same show.
Oh my gosh.
But, you know, I don't know who I hate more, Yuzu or Mei.
Mei.
Yuzu.
I don't know.
Mei. Mei is an awful character. I kind of get why people like Yuzu.
Yeah,
to an extent.
Well,
I don't know. I can't like Yuzu.
The thing is,
I don't like
Yuzu have
too
anything
much.
for or against
I can't like
Mei.
her.
What do you mean you have nothing?
Oh well, for or against Mei? For what? Like, are you justifying the right that she like harassed her?
She raped you
basically
like 3
raped her.
times.
Are you saying that
you know
are you
I take it back. I don't
for
like
Mei harassing her? Or
see, the problem is
that
I
on the shirt that says like. I agree.
I forgot all the times
Mei's
that Mei sexually assaulted Yuzu, because all I remember now is Matsuri freaking trying to get in Yuzu's pants. That's all I remember.
See, I think that's what the writers are trying to do. I think that's the goal. I think that's the goal of the writers. Like, they saw like all this heat and debate about like Mei trying to rape Yuzu, and they're like, oh, you know what? We gotta make something. We gotta change their.
That will teach them.
Give me something even worse than this. A 12-year-old middle schooler hopping on. I don't know. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
But then we all revolve back to May.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see about that.
Gosh, classic. All right. Well, Citrus will be Citrus. A show about oranges.
The show about nothing.
That's what Citrus is. It's a great show about oranges. Guys.
Seinfeld sequel.
Oh my god.
Okay, can we move on to the big boy?
We're eclipsing time, so let's get on to the main event.
Let's bite the bullet, as they say.
I
think we all know its name.
Detu Macho no Isekai Kono Subai Watsuni.
Ooh, that's good. What
yeah. Ooh, that's good.
That's something like that. That's actually the Japanese It's Jeff Marks to a Parallel World Rhapsody, which is the most retarded name. I can't believe we never talked about how stupid that name is. But let's get into the real episode.
It's not as stupid as Is It Wrong to Pick Up
you
Girls
mean
in a Dungeon?
Every single episode name has to do with the
the Death March thing? Oh my god.
And they don't tell you what it is till like halfway through the episode.
Okay. Like, so I mentioned before that Citrus by no means was as bad as Death March this time, and part of the reason is also because this episode of Death March may have been the worst episode of Death March I've ever seen.
No.
Well, that's a stretch.
No, I
mean,
think, yeah.
it was an awful episode, sure.
Hear me out.
No, I'm not hearing.
The Zen guy, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Is he using like Luigi's Final Smash?
No, he used Zawaru.
Excuse me?
He used the world. He used Dia's
Excuse
the
me?
world. He stopped time.
Stand.
Zawarudo.
No, like I never cringed more than when Satu said, "Nice to meet you, Master Sorcerer. My name is Satu, and I'm a merchant." I was.
Can you please drop that,
so
please? There is no point.
The merchant
what?
Thing.
He was, oh my god,
no, there's
no
point because
point.
Right in front of people, he went like all badass 310 level on them. Like, what's the point of concealing your level anymore? And like, I'm a merchant. Like, you obviously aren't.
Even Zen, the person he's fighting, he's like, oh wow, that's kind of weird for a merchant to, have martial arts abilities, be able to break through my shadow tentacles, and is able to freaking perform magic. And have a gun, those are all pretty unique things for a merchant, but I guess I'll believe it,
Like, well, I have no reason not to.
Also, I thought it was funny that they didn't even wait 2 minutes before they started recycling frames, because
of course. It's
oh my god.
Like, when they had the elf and Satu staring down Zen in, like, the first, 30 seconds before the opening, they immediately just replay that scene.
I mean, Death March isn't the only anime
wow.
who had recycled animation scenes this season. Ito Junji recycled.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh my gosh. This
proud
episode
of.
was just ridiculous, because, when Satu was hanging upside down, when, the shadow tentacles had him, and his hair was, sticking up, I swear to God, I thought he looked like Alfheim Online Kirito, and I was having PTSD. And after that, I just couldn't take it. I couldn't even take it. Try and take notes. I was so done.
Yeah, I stopped halfway. I gave up.
The effect they used for the shadow was the worst thing ever. It was the most garbage looking. I could not take my eyes off of it. So bad.
And then what I don't understand either is that Satu's able to kill a level 64 demon with a single fireball, but he can't even damage this level 41 undead, even though he's fighting at his full level 310 capabilities. And has Orisa helping him.
Does he choose to restrain his own power?
It's like he has the title though. He had the title hero.
Yeah, he had the title hero, and then the demon or whatever said it was you have to have the title demon to wield the sword or whatever. I'm just didn't he have that earlier?
He had it already.
So why would you say that? Why can't he just grab the sword and use it?
Gosh.
Wait, and then okay, first of all, you know how he took down that stupid E-Meth or whatever, that stupid giant thing with one hit?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you mean the thing where he literally just
yeah, he just
meth? He spelled meth.
Meth. Yeah, he killed meth. Yeah, he killed meth. Okay, so why would he have any trouble fighting a dozen of them surrounding him? He could just throw a bunch of rocks at their heads. It's not a big deal.
I have my new favorite character.
He'd have trouble when he's level 310 in the first place.
No, you hear my new character.
Okay. No,
my new character.
What I found
Weed Goblin. Weed Goblin.
Yeah. Oh,
Weed
yeah.
How they get a picture of me in the show?
I'm a weed goblin.
How they get a picture of me in the show?
No, okay, hold on. No, I want to get back to the Iron Golem thing. Because, okay, so...
The Iron Giant.
Floor 100. He's also fighting, remember, he's fighting 3 homunculi, right? So...
Wow, it's like FMA
This is what blew my mind. This is what blew my mind. When he knocks out the homunculi, he uses the skill Abduction. So, remember in episode 3, when we saw that when he leveled up the kidnapping skill tree? Not only do we know now that he's still actively using this thing, like he literally kidnapped
what
this
is this
homunculi.
video game?
But that's not the worst part. The worst part is that for number 2, he tried to use the same skill on his slaves, and we know this because he's literally punched them in the neck and has been able to knock them out in the same exact way, which means he's been using this kidnapping skill essentially since episode 3, and has not even flinched.
Is he like insane? Does he have like some kind of mental disability?
Obviously, if he thinks he's in a video game world.
No, he thinks it's fine to just knock out a person, and then abduct them out of nowhere, and then
says like, "Oh, she's hot though, so it's cool."
What's even
worse,
I know,
he's just like, oh, we shouldn't leave a pretty girl like that laying on the ground, even though she belongs there. I mean, she's part of the dungeon. I wouldn't understand why you would try to save them. There is no point. And then at the end, where the fight all the other giants, he's like, number 7's missing, or whatever number she was. It's like, I wonder why. Why would you bring that up? There's no point.
What's worse, we were talking about how there's a waifu per episode, and I was like, oh, I guess we're done with the waifus. And
why would you say that?
I look at the Death March poster. Turns out there's one more. Guess who it is? If you guess the homunculi that he kidnapped, you're right.
Nice.
She's on the harem wagon.
Wait, why isn't the plant wally? No,
that's waifu number 8.
Why isn't the plant wally there? Dreams.
Wait, is the plant lolly there?
I don't know.
Is the weed goblin there?
Weed goblin, please tell me Weed Goblin's there.
Please, Weed Goblin is like one of the best girls in the anime so far.
Weed Goblin doesn't show up.
Please give me your MP. Please give me your MP for Weed Goblin girl.
Oh my god.
You think Plant Wally and Weed Goblin smoke? Like on the weekend? Like when there was anybody coming up the tower, you think they just like dank out?
I guess that's how they drain out all their MP. Just like
they probably hang out with Meth Golem, but just for a little bit because that's a little too hard for them. What is Death March anymore?
I mean, the worst part about the Weave Goblin is that she's like, "Oh, you should marry me," and Satu's like, "Oh, you shouldn't propose. You have to wait 14 to 15 years first." And I'm like, dude, you were about to have sex with an 11-year-old.
Well, no, because she was 20 when she died, so she's technically 31.
Yeah, Satu's like, oh, it's all fine because first of all, their like age of consent's probably 12 years old, and then second of all, she has the mentality of a 21-year-old.
Their age of consent is not 12 years old. It is at least 9. That is.
Sorry. Like that's even better.
Well, no. We know it's probably not that illegal because she was a sex slave when she was like 11 or 10. She was a sex slave
before she was 11. She's 11 now. She was a sex slave for like years before that.
So there you go.
So there you go.
There you go. Character development.
Death March, everybody.
If you're into that, I'd be clapping, but.
And the Oscar goes to Death March for pedophilia.
Goes to Boss Baby.
Boss Baby for Boss Baby. I was mad I didn't win.
Nominations: Silent anime. Voice, Boss Baby. It beats out Silent Voice anime name.
I love the juxtaposition, like a serious film about suicide and bullying next to Boss Baby.
Hey, Boss Baby.
Oh my gosh.
Someone from the Oscar stands up in the crowd,
when's a Boss Baby anime coming out?
God, I'm just mad. I'm just mad about this show because it's like when Zen's like, "Oh, are you reincarnated too?" I see that they're really trying to get a plot out of this, but then I lost it. I lost it when Satu was like, what is this? A video game? And I was like, Satu.
Yes, it is.
He looks at the camera.
Of course, it's a video game.
What is this? A video game or something?
What's this UI?
You made the game.
You literally made the game, and he's like, I'm in a video game? What's happening?
No way!
Actually,
they skipped the episode. They skipped the part in the light novel where he forgets everything.
Oh my god.
What is this? A video game or something?
What is this? An anime or something?
Is this a crossover episode?
is this an episode?
Would you say that Death March is like the boss baby of the anime industry?
Yes.
I can't say.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I'm crying.
Because it exists and a lot of people still like it. Yeah.
And then the worst part is that I don't even know why he's doing all of this for Mia.
I mean,
like, he met her for like half an episode.
Yeah, I honestly
he
we gotta save the elf girl.
200
Why?
floors.
She'll come back.
She'll come back, girl.
Don't worry, she'll come back.
I don't care.
Oh,
She's gonna save. She's gonna save him. She's gonna save him from all the dozens of the little giant people.
I don't care
Death March just hurt me.
You know what else I don't care about?
Chris Hansen's like, show me on the doll where Death March hurt you, and I'm just gonna be like everywhere.
There's just like a whole line of girls waiting up to talk to Chris Hansen. Like, oh, so you too?
Death March hurt them.
Somebody please make an edit of like To Catch a Predator, but it's Satu as one like the guy.
Okay.
Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Alright, we gotta move on.
Yeah.
Because we're over.
Of course we are.
That's enough about Death March. As usual, we're always over. So,
It boils my blood.
Next, ladies and gentlemen, is the
Papu
cult classic.
Papu
Pop Team Epic.
Papu te piku. Papu te pipiku.
And
Popku.
to this, all I have to say is that when
Papu dies
and Peepamy were licking that lemon, I was like, is this a citrus reference?
But
what is this? A citrus reference or something?
I mean, what's the deal with citrus?
I mean, it all makes sense. This was all a citrus meta joke. Like, Papaco, she came back to life when someone insulted her and said that she liked subculture girls.
Oh, you know how Papu hates her subculture bitches, but in the inside, you know she's gonna
I love the music.
It was kind of funny though.
She's gonna kiss up to them. I love that joke though. Subculture bitch. You know it's a reference to a movie, right? I forgot what movie though, but if you Google it, it's definitely a reference to an old Japanese movie. Yeah. Google.
I like how
Google
the bamboo shoots.
Why?
I like how the
Why were they
bamboo shoots?
I feel like I was missing a reference there.
No, it's definitely a movie reference. But
it's something.
It's there. It's there. But
oh my gosh.
It's a citrus episode. If you notice, this is the second citrus episode reference we've had because of the previous one with the girl falling in love with her sub.
Yeah, that was just the plot of Citrus.
Yeah, this was a build up episode. It's like I would say it was just a setup episode. This is the real deal. Citrus.
I want a crop picture of Papaco licking the lemon.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have that as my
profile picture.
I want a gif of that.
Hey, that's my profile picture. That's the classic. That's like the you think of Pop Team Epic. You think of two middle school girls licking a lemon and having that one sour face. They go like.
I couldn't help but feel the YouTube scene was kind of a call out to a certain podcasting group. Stop YouTube.
I don't know what you mean.
I like how it's worse to her than like killing people. It's like, hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. It's like, where's your morals? YouTubing?
We gotta keep up with the times. Oh my gosh.
We would be in a mob right now if YouTube didn't exist, by the way.
That is true.
That's a true.
Oh, it was funny.
We would be a bunch of monkeys going ooga booga in front of their entertainment-less computer without YouTube. We wouldn't have the funnies, you know?
The funnies.
We would be utterly retarded. Yeah, I want
Gosh.
I like that scene where she died. Popu dies.
Popu dies.
The freeze frame.
That freeze frame is my
favorite.
No, like more on when she was like brought back to life. I thought it was interesting because so the initial scene where like Papaco is like jumping like the girl in jail. I thought it was funny that it's the reason why she jumped her is because she took offense to the fact that the girl didn't read the manga, and then Papaco's brought back to life because she's insulted that a fan read the source material and was criticizing the anime.
No, she just hates subculture bitches.
No, but the fan was reading the Pop Team Epic source material.
Yeah.
That was what the fan was doing that like was mentioning, oh yeah, I bet Papago likes subculture girls. And I was like, wow, is this like a meta joke? That was like
that just comes to show you can't judge an anime unless you read, where it came from. So we can't really judge Death March.
You can't judge a team by its
pop epic. We can't judge
Death
March. Death March, the light novel, 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Four Comas are it's the best
Four Coma of Death March.
It is a Four Coma.
Hey,
oh my god.
Are you underage? Yep.
Gosh. Oh god.
Boo.
This episode of Pop Team Epic was a ride.
I was having a great time. I'm like, wow, what a good episode. And then immediately after the long skit, there was a Bob team.
See, now you know how I
feel.
The
best Bob team we've ever seen.
Don't even
you want to dance to Arisa Haru Masukoi? The best dance I've ever seen in my life.
Can you do the dance?
It'll catch on. People me promised.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. 5 years, not even 10, 20 years. We're gonna see that it's gonna be viral. It's gonna be viral, and then it's gonna be like we're gonna be interviewed by Ellen and all that shit, and they'll be like, you know what was the source of your originality?
We're gonna be the Daniel of this meeting.
It's like, what inspired you to make this dance? It's like, oh, I watched this stupid anime, but I don't know. He's like, Ellen's like, let's watch your inspiration on the big screen, shall we?
How much you know? You don't have to.
If you let us watch it, everybody in the audience gets a brand new car. Whoa.
No, everyone in the audience gets a lemon.
I shoot myself.
A lemon?
There'd be a Caden dies thing. It'd be like I shoot myself.
Everyone in the audience gets a lemon, a half-cut lemon, and you all have to look at it at the same time.
You get a lemon.
Gosh. Alright, this is a ride.
I like how they didn't censor Band-Aid. That's a brand. I was upset. There isn't continuity.
No, I was just more like that scene spoke to me on a spiritual level. Because that has definitely happened to me before. I empathize with Papaco because that has 100% happened to me before.
You started flipping into a wheel after you tried.
Yeah, I turned into a literal wheel and became hysterical and died.
Start spinning.
That was what happened.
That's a classic Papaco scene.
I'm gonna walk up to you and be like, I have a scrape on my leg. And I'm gonna see if you start flipping.
It's on a t-shirt. I should get that. I need to get some Pop Team Epic merch because there's a t-shirt of that. There's a bunch of t-shirts with a bunch of references to they made a Blade Runner joke on a t-shirt. It's like an official shirt too.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, they made a lot of jokes. Just outside their anime. It's not just anime references, but they made fun of vaporwave and EDM music. It's classic.
I'd get a Pop Team Epic hoodie.
Check out Teespring/Sugoi Kakkoii for your latest
or your unlicensed Pop Team Epic merch. Please don't tell anybody.
Hey, it might not be official, but it's official to us, so
don't call anybody.
Yeah, not only are you're helping the community here, you're helping us weeboos thrive.
Yeah, you're helping the YouTube community that
Please.
Peep Me was that doesn't have morals, according to Peep Me. Oh my gosh.
Stop YouTubing
right now.
Oh man. The sand art was cool.
What else was
the sand art? That was cool.
Oh yeah.
No, the sand art. Okay, I thought the entire thing would be because have you seen sand artists before? They make like these really cool sand art things.
Yeah.
I thought the entire thing, I thought it was gonna be like how in episode 6 or 7, I think, where they had
the stop motion
sketch pads. The sketch pads.
Oh, the crazy.
And they did like that whole thing in one take. I thought that it would be the same thing, but with sand art. Like it was so cool that they just had to animate it. Yeah. But like it wasn't just like one take.
No,
it was,
I think
I did not really understand the joke though.
Well, I guess it's a Japanese joke. Sorry, but
whoosh.
Okay.
That's what
it must be some kind of cultural barrier here.
I guess that must be what Japanese people feel like when they get like Earth,
American
Wind, and Fire,
jokes.
Earth, Wind, and Fire jokes.
Well, I don't know. That Let's Groove was a pretty big song, so
Let's Groove.
that's like them making fun of Michael Jackson. So
yeah,
I don't know, but they made the joke in the sketch. So like, what are they even parodying?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah.
they just joked about
I liked how the voice actors for the female version, for the ending, they were like, "Why aren't we even in the anime? Why are we singing?" And I was like, "That's true," because I
usually the singers
aren't.
Yeah,
the singers are separate voice actors.
Well, most of the time. Sometimes they actually do sing the opening and ending.
Not everyone's a god mode singer
like,
and voice actor.
Well, you don't have to, because Konosuba, some people cannot sing. Aqua.
I thought it was interesting because like that means that there are 4 voice actors. I can't sing either, but like
Megumin's voice is kind of bad too, but it's whatever.
Yike! Don't call it Konosuba. Konosuba.
But I feel like it's more interesting that way. If you have voice actors sing their own songs.
Yeah. Well, not everything can be Love Live School Idol Festival. So.
Hanayo didn't
fall in love with us again next week.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. That's the end of this podcast.
That's
thanks
the end.
We're moving on.
It's a cursed phrase. That's my trap card. It ends the podcast right then and there.
We gotta get out of Pop Team. We're running into a trip. Also, we're over time.
Okay,
so we actually have to
tragic.
Move on. So here we are. Horror anime, Ito Junji.
One of the, I'd say, one of the best Ito Junji episodes out there. Possibly the best, in my opinion.
Maybe ever.
Stepped up.
I will admit it was good. I wouldn't say it's the best, but...
I don't know, dude. Honored Ancestors pretty hype.
Yeah, it's definitely high up. It for me, it actually tops that Vor episode. So you know how that.
And that's
how much that's me. That's saying something.
No,
that's like passing a trap episode for you, Greg.
Oh, ooh.
No. Okay. Like what was weird about Honored Ancestors was that realistically, I was not creeped out at all by like any of the caterpillar imagery. I was more creeped out just by Risa's expressions to what she was seeing.
Dude, that scream was on point, dude. Her scream was on point.
Yeah.
The voice acting, the directing, and just the expressions of and I could tell when Risa gave up in trying to run away. That was the scary part. Because even though I wasn't necessarily sold on the creepiness of the whole caterpillar stuff, Risa's expressions basically made me more afraid than I would have been. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was what was so good.
The expressions of the characters gave out an extra fear factor kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then Makita, he freaking runs on all fours. That was weird.
Because you can't.
That was really. I didn't like that.
Which one?
Oh my god! When Makita started
when he starts going out the room, he's like, wait, and he's on all fours, running
No, what freaked me out was the animation of the all the foreheads, the entire worm thing starts to move. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god, was that CGI? I couldn't tell because it was starting to freak me out. No. This entire thing,
budget went.
this whole, what was it? This excerpt wasn't the kind of excerpt that you would close your eyes. It's oh my god, it's so freaky, gross. The whole one with the you feel you're anticipating for something. This part didn't keep me anticipating for anything, so I wasn't expecting anything because honestly this whole thing was a ride for me because I didn't know what was gonna it felt weird, but it was a good kind of weird. It was a scary weird.
Yeah.
You didn't know what was gonna happen, so You didn't have any.
I like how she wasn't suspicious when he's like, he's in critical condition and we didn't call an ambulance. You have to see him quick.
I mean, clearly she wasn't doing it by choice. Like, she was like, but I don't want to, and then freaking Makoto just, like, grabs her hand, and was like, come on. Like, and I'm like, that's a bad thing. Also, speaking of which, Makoto's father, when he was doing, like, the scoot, and he was, like, coming into the house, like, coming into, the room,
yeah.
I was like, what am I seeing? What
am I watching?
I was expecting.
See, that's what I was talking about. It's like you had no expectations, or like.
No.
You were expecting something.
I was terrified because when he was like scooching in with his legs and he was lying down, basically after like watching 7 episodes of Ito Junji, I was expecting his head to be basically the most deformed thing I've ever seen, because that's essentially what I've gotten used to, is like these really weird faces, and then his face is perfectly
right.
There it is.
He's just a guy that's just scooching around and then
later on you were absolutely right. No,
yeah,
when I thought he said that his father had some kind of illness, I thought he was like he couldn't walk and shit. So
yeah, like I thought it was like you think it's like a back.
I was like, oh, he obviously has, I don't know, severe Parkinson's. I don't know, osteoporosis.
he shakes so much he has to go.
Severe osteoporosis. There you go.
No, what I didn't understand is like, is the caterpillar thing like a helmet? Like,
I think it's like, I don't know. It's just horrible.
See, what I didn't understand was
I'm
like,
not gonna try and
how did it like cut off
yeah.
from his head? Like, was it like? Did he cut it off himself, or was that just some kind of?
I don't know.
Like,
his head just started bleeding, so I think it's like he couldn't help it.
So
like, he couldn't say no if he wanted to.
I guess you could say it kind of eroded away from his scalp, and then like it.
Yeah.
And then that part like attached to his son's head.
Yeah, I think his dad's head like unattached from his. And then his on top of Makita's head fell off, and that attached to the
Imagine she has to get laid with that guy.
Yeah,
I mean that was the implication.
That was the weird. Gosh,
it's hilarious.
Yep. Nope.
Man, okay. Well, that's enough about honored ancestors. I kind of want to talk about the circus.
I'll preface it with this. Junji Ito has this weird thing with circuses. Like, he has this weird thing. Like, I think he's really scared of circuses. So, like, he has a lot of stuff where it's just like, look, it's a circus, so it's scary now.
No. What I was telling Ariana that I was kind of pleased with how basically this ended up turning out, because I had like sort of a feeling when the clown first fell off of like the ball that he was walking on, and like he basically looked like he died. I was like, it would be pretty. No,
he didn't just look like he died.
The circus is just full of people that are inexperienced and are forced to be in the circus. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Predicted that one.
Wow.
Wow, Greg.
No,
Greg, you're basically...
Score one for Greg. Once again, another one.
Junji Ito. More like Greg Ito.
Next up in the theories is the Major being alive.
So, except I predicted that long time ago.
Yeah,
and it's wrong,
so
I don't know what you take credit for.
You can't call points on that one. You can't call points on that one. That's my point. Greg, you had your 30-second point there. Mine was like 9 episodes.
Everyone gets one.
Mine is 9 episodes long.
Everyone gets one.
No. I mean, the circus one, I liked it.
It was alright.
It
could have been way worse.
Okay, it's hard to follow honored ancestors.
Yeah,
but this one, it was a different kind of scary. This one was like,
I think if it was a little more realistic,
it wasn't kind of scary. I would like put it in the despair category. Like, it makes you feel pretty sad.
But like, I was expecting way more gore.
Gore?
Like,
that's what I was in.
Like body horror.
I wanted to see gore.
Yeah, like I was like when the knife, like I think we all knew that the knife thrower was going to kill himself.
Yeah, so
but like I thought that it would be a lot worse than.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like I don't know, I got situated with Ito Junji's kind of way of portraying gore, because like obviously there's not a lot. But like when I see those scenes of like the knife actually falling down to his chest, I wanted to see more, but that still gave me a little jolt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like it still surprised me, but I still wanted to see it get exaggerated to the limit, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I kind of fell off for me. So
I think I would have liked it more if he wasn't like, oh, you get to marry the girl, you get to like save her because I'm definitely holding her captive. That would have made more sense because it's like, oh, she's hot and she's in trouble. So now I want to help
everyone
her.
knew she was in trouble. She was up there the entire show.
But when he's like, hey, if you want to join the circus, you could marry her if you're good. And they're like, wow, she is pretty hot. Like, did you not just see the entire circus die?
Yeah, but she's so really pretty that...
The ringmaster gave a really concerned plea. He was like, oh no, all of them died.
She's so beautiful.
No, I like the concept of the ringmaster being like a demon or something. Yeah. It would have been cooler if they expanded on that, like if he was actually like Satan or whatever, and this whole circus was some kind of metaphor for death or something. But it would have been
Devilman Crybaby.
Devilman Crybaby, holy shit.
I mean, they had 8 minutes. Cut them some slack.
Yes, my boy Akira, he's a demon. The ringmaster, a demon.
Yike.
Demon? They're demons.
Demon?
The girl?
Demon?
She's a demon.
She's the demon.
She's a demon.
She's the demon.
Turns out the ringmaster turned Layla into a demon so he could be with her when the end of the world happened. You know,
Ringmaster's Ryu, and those boys in the crowd is Akira.
I like the part where he grew wings and boobs and a dick.
Man, I love that.
Wow, that's Satan.
Okay, this isn't Devilman Crybaby.
Okay, yes. Well, oh my gosh. Okay, well, it was a good volume.
Yeah, this is a good episode. Agree. I like this.
Yeah,
it wasn't like this wasn't the Circus Comes Down wasn't the best volume, but overall it was a good episode.
Yes,
I
still like the.
It was good. It wasn't bad by any means. Yeah. It just wasn't as good as Honored Ancestors.
Yeah, Honored Ancestors.
Yeah. Honored Ancestors was
up there. It's definitely up there.
Definitely.
With the 4 episodes.
It's up there. It's up there,
all
dude.
Right. Well, we just hit time.
Nice.
So we're all making good progress. So let's move on then to the last one.
Hakatu Tonkutsu Ramans.
Ramans.
Ooh, is that German or Italian? Spanish?
Hey, what's the matter with you? Obviously. It's the ramens.
French?
I'm Joey Wheeler.
It was the deal with the rain.
I don't like Enokita, so I'm glad this arc's over.
Wow. Okay. I don't know.
I kind of liked it. I kind of like it now.
At the end of the arc, I actually ended up liking him because, like, at the beginning of the show, I actually like really hated his guts because he annoyed the heck out of me. I'm like, what side are you on? But now we have a clear understanding of who he is as a character. And
it's a family venture.
We love the Mushroom Boy. Please don't hate on him.
We love the Mushroom Boy. He made a virus with mushrooms.
He's self-aware.
No, once again though, I'm really concerned about the technology. Like first knife pistols, and then apparently smartphone cases that block.
Yeah. Can we talk about that?
You think that would kind of like...
Can we please talk about
No, you think that would like defeat the purpose. No, but you think that defeat the purpose. It's like it's a smartphone that can't send or receive any messages. What?
So what's the point? Are you just gonna play like iOS games on it or something?
Oh my gosh.
It's a car, but it won't drive anywhere. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. No, like this, like the first half of the episode, it was essentially just hacker battle.
Yeah.
And they threw out some terms, and they like basically, like realistically, none of that could have happened. It was exaggerated to hell. Like it was still fun to watch.
Are you a hacker?
I think. Oh yeah, you caught me.
Are you huge schlong? What was the guy's name? Big
Black leg.
No, Black leg.
The other guy. What's his name? Big. It was something retarded.
Big
Macro Hard.
Macro Hard. Are you Macro Hard?
Macro Hard.
You're just gonna say Big Schlong.
Yeah, I only remember Big Schlong, which to be fair wasn't that far off.
Oh my gosh.
Macro Hard versus Black.
Can we have a spin-off series of Macro Hard, please? Before he got killed.
Macaron's dead.
I know, but before he got killed.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll Kickstarter it.
Yeah, if I was a Russian hacker trying to get into American databases, I'd put my name as Macrohard.
Is Lynn just... I don't know if I asked this before, but is Lynn just, like, living with Bonba now? Is that like a...
Yeah. That's a permanent thing.
Okay, I'm more invested in this romance than I am.
Wait, I have a question. Okay, speaking about Lynn. Is his hair like naturally long? Is that his real hair? Is that a wig?
Yeah, okay.
No, what I got was like
I thought it was a wig.
It's dyed, but he grew it out. I think he like grew it out or something.
Okay,
and then he like put it in like a.
So it's not a wig.
Okay, because that
his hair isn't a wig.
Oh my god!
But what he put on was. Because he had to put like a fishnet.
I know what he put on.
No. Okay, so there is a split second where you see him putting on the wig for the mushroom hair, right? We see the hair in like his natural hair, or like his hair without the wig, hopefully, but it's the same color as the wig hair.
No, because I'm pretty sure Lynn put it in a bun.
So you're saying that that long hair is not a wig, but it is his natural hair. That is what you're saying.
Yeah. I think it's probably dyed. I think it's probably dyed because he's supposed to be Chinese, and what Chinese person has blonde hair? But like, I think he grew it out.
Okay, I agree with the dyeing part, but I can't see him growing out his hair to be perfectly like a female. Like,
well,
are you profiling?
Let me just go on my Tumblr dashboard real quick.
Please no, please not again.
No, I'll be ruined.
No, please.
Oh my god.
Anything but that.
No, please.
Oh my god. Nice. No, I mean, what I found cool about this episode, though, is, like, once again, this was, like, one of those, like, it reminded me of a heist movie where they're like, oh, this is how I enacted my plan. Let me tell it to you on how I beat you.
Oh, that's
funny
so...
about this, though, is that realistically, like, at first I thought Enokita's plan was going to be insane. And at first I thought it was, like, holy crap, how did he pull all this stuff off? And then I thought about it, and then what was cool about it was that realistically, all of this was pretty reasonable.
It is real.
Like, well, that's what made it stupid.
That's what made it stupidly boring. It's just the old switcheroo.
There's one part that didn't make sense. Is that he knew
which part?
Is that he knew they were going to target the lights at the place so they could abduct him there. Like how did he know?
Yeah.
How did he know?
I mean, he knew that they would abduct him there. Yeah. But I don't know about the light part.
Because the bait and switch wouldn't work unless they had time to switch the bodies.
Well, I mean, what they were waiting for was like him having like that call. Like they were waiting for him to have a call of some sort because previously he said that he was going to have some kind of conversation with someone else.
I just don't understand how he knew so they would react the exact way that he wanted them to.
Well, I don't think he was. I think he was. They were waiting for.
To predict.
Yeah, I mean, regardless if the light thing didn't happen and if whether or not they were gonna get kidnapped in the first place, they could just walk out of the restaurant just willy nilly. Like they would still be switched up.
My point is like when were they gonna do the switcheroo?
After the call, right after the call, straight after the call.
I know. No, I'm saying like when would they have done it if the lights never went out in the place? So they would have done it there, and they would have been like waiting there, like.
No, the lights went off after they already switched.
I don't know.
No, he was asking like how did they know what was the right time to switch? I think that's what Kaden was asking. And I said after the call, they had to have a call.
He ended the call while he was like basically in the bathroom.
No, he ended the call then walked to the bathroom.
Well, he was
He was on his way.
Yeah,
he was on his way.
And they don't have cameras in the bathroom. I don't think.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you can't watch a guy go pee that way.
That was such a hot scene. Am I right? And they switched clothes. Jeez.
When they're taking their clothes. No, I'll be honest. At first, I was like, wait, why are Lynn and Enokita in the same stall? It's a male and a female. And then I was like, wait a second. One of them isn't female. And then I cried.
And then you cried tears of joy. Like, thank God. Oh, thank you.
I'm done.
That's it. We're done.
That's it. No, I keep finding it funny though that Saito is just the punching bag.
I know Saito's like the best character. Saito's like my favorite. He just gets screwed over every possible time.
And then he has to get his face renewed or something.
Like, I hope that becomes like a running gag. Like, so he goes through like 20 different faces.
No,
what's funny though is that actually made sense because like why he like Enokita basically put on his bounty because there was a bounty on Enokita's head, so Enokita was like, well, I can't take off the bounty on my head because it was hacked. So the next best thing is to put an even higher bounty on Saito's head, so people will focus on him, not me. That was essentially his plan.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, that's fine.
Like
and then he forgot to take it off, so he just kept chasing it. Poor Saito.
Oh gosh, poor Saito. I mean, maybe he'll stand up for himself one day.
Yeah, maybe he'll get his own arc. Because we had an Enokita arc, and I guess we had technically a Lin arc.
Who's next?
I don't think it's a Lin arc, but I don't think it's technically a Lin arc.
I'm hoping it's the Avenger.
Yeah, I have a feeling it is.
Yeah, the whole Society of the Avengers or whatever.
Yeah.
The Revengers.
Avengers, whatever. There's Avengers on it. Whatever. I want to see the little girl, like, kill someone.
See Avengers 3 Infinity War this summer.
I don't know, but
gosh,
this is a sponsored ad.
All right. Well,
is that
anything else?
I better see a baseball scene after this.
We're gonna have a baseball arc, like it's coming up.
We better have arc. Well, baseball. Well, technically, baseballs is like an indication that the arc is over.
That's true. Well, we didn't get baseball this time. We can't really have a baseball. And this arc is definitely over.
We should have a baseball right after, so it should be. My guess, my prediction, baseball in the next episode.
We'll see. So we need to give lists. Right. We need to give lists.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're closing.
I'm gonna give mine. I'm gonna give mine. It's
right.
It's the good old traditional Violet Junji Pop Team Ramen Citrus Death March. With a big layer between ramens and citrus. Like a huge, gigantic layer. Like, I can't tell you how many layers there are between those two.
Many layers of
many layers is an onion.
And then double that between citrus and death march. Actually, no. That's not even fair.
No, actually, yes. Do it.
Death march is really bad, but I can't say citrus isn't that bad.
Okay. Same amount of layer, just don't double it. I think.
Yeah.
Actually,
fair.
Double it between ramens and citrus. Double that.
Yes. And then take half of that and put that between citrus and death march. And then
that sounds more reasonable. All right.
That's pretty good.
I agree with Caden's list.
How about you, Greg?
You completely agree with Caden's list?
Yeah, I feel like Ito Junji definitely stepped up.
Yeah, this week it's
really
good. It was a baller.
Yeah. Well,
now
in that case, I agree with Caden too.
Wow. 3 for 3. Look at us.
Wait a second.
3 for 3.
It's like we're all in sync or something.
Yeah. What is this?
A real respected podcast.
Yeah, man.
Bros, homies, give me a smooch.
Come on, why can't
you wanna go?
Agree to disagree? Why are I'm not liking this. We're too friendly. We gotta stop this.
You change. You flip the list like 180, so it's like Death March for just the controversy.
My list is Death March, citrus, ramens,
and then a huge layer, and then ramen.
Greg's like, I didn't like the way they portrayed Major being dead in the ground in the grave.
That ruins my headcanon.
That was a massive step down.
All I'm gonna say,
congratulations, Q Annie.
Is if the Major is not revealed to be alive by episode 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
Violet. I'm going to make 15. Violet the worst anime of the season.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
You can't do this, Greg.
I'm telling you, at most you're gonna throw you a bone with like an ambiguous thing.
The big bet. If Major does not show up in like face to face.
The last episode.
If he does not face to face meet Violet by the last episode of Violet Evergarden, I am going to make Violet worse than Death March.
I'm gonna be pissed if he does.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow.
I am
Greg. Okay, so
I am that
my
confident.
big prediction. I feel like the whole getting together with Violet and Major is gonna be the biggest thing. It's gonna be the main thing for episode 15.
Well, I guess we'll see.
No. Wait. Episode 14 would be like a little like bait. It'd be like a little bait, like
a little taste.
There's Major. Wait. Violet's seeing someone who's very important. It's gonna be like something like.
I just want this not to happen.
Episode 15.
I just want this not to happen.
What not to happen? Major showing up and being alive? No, he's definitely alive.
I have faith Violet is
I don't care if it's cliche.
I have faith that Violet's better than that. That they'd subvert that trope.
Oh, I thought you said Violet as in the person, like the character.
No. Violet would be like all for that. Violet would be all for bringing him back to life.
You're much better than Major.
Gosh.
She can go for Colonel.
Yeah,
Colonel is above Major.
Alright, and with that, I'm ending it. Because I know.
Wait!
No, we have to say goodbye. We have to say goodbye. 1, 2, 3.
We have to say goodbye.
Ladies, you know what to do.
Alright.
3,
2. Wait.
1.
Fall in love again with us next week.
That was so
Gets
bad.
worse every time.
That was the worst one we've ever done. Oh my god.
Okay. That was bad.